You might feel totally overwhelmed when it comes to picking a crystal for yourself. There are so many choices when it comes to crystals, and I get that it can feel really overwhelming. You don't want to pick the wrong one, or maybe you just don't know where to start. In this video, I'm going to be going over a few tips that I usually do when I'm picking out a crystal for myself or even for some of my jewelry clients. One of the very first things that I ask my clients if they really don't know where to start or they don't know what crystal they want is I ask them if there are any colors that they feel gravitated towards recently. I ask them this because the colors are going to be closely related to the different chakra systems or the energy centers in their body. It'll be an important cue as far as properties of the crystals. There are going to be exceptions to this, but the properties of each crystal is going to largely be expressed in color. So for an example, pink and green crystals generally are going to relate to the heart chakra, which is your emotional center and also your center for love of yourself, of others. Also, in general, black crystals are going to be really protective to your energy field, and they're also going to be grounding. So by figuring out colors that they have been attracted to recently, this can help to indicate what crystals their energy is going to be attracted to based off of color. The second thing that I always ask my clients is what type of properties are they looking for in their crystals? So for an example, if they are wanting something that is more grounding and maybe they're wanting to protect their energy from negativity, then they're probably going to be attracted to black crystals. They could also be attracted to red crystals as well. But in the event that these do not line up, so let's say they are attracted to something that is not black or red, but they're also wanting the grounding properties, then I might steer more towards something that is a jasper. Jasper can come in many different colors, and in general, it's going to be really grounding. I also pay attention to intuitive thoughts that come in my mind as I'm talking to my clients. So I pay attention to maybe there's a crystal that pops up in my head and maybe it might correlate with what type of energy that their body needs. When I'm helping my clients pick out their crystals for their jewelry, I am largely relying on what they feel attracted to. So usually after we've gone through these couple of questions, I will usually send them a few pictures of different crystals and see which one they are most attracted to. So now, what do you do if you are going into a crystal shop and you just have no idea what you want to get? You have no idea where to start. How do you navigate that? One of my favorite ways to pick out crystals when I'm going to a crystal shop is to do it completely intuitively and visually. And what I mean by this is I don't look up any meanings for any of the crystals before I go into the shop. I walk in with a clear mind and I just look around and pay attention to what draws me in. So by doing it this way, you are tapping into your intuitive self and your energy. And what I like to tell a lot of people is don't get caught up in properties of each crystal. That can be really overwhelming. I would completely go based off of your intuition, and you can always look up the crystal properties later. And actually, a lot of times, most times that I do this, I will come home with a new crystal that maybe I'm not familiar with, but for some reason it was drawing me in, and I will look up the meaning when I get home, and it turns out that most of the time it's exactly what I have been looking for. So when you're in the crystal shop, you pick up the crystal and you look at it and just pay attention to what type of characteristics really draw you in. Does it have small rainbows in it? I love when crystals have rainbows in them. Does it have specific inclusions in it that just really draw you into the crystal? Does it change temperature when you're holding it? Do you feel energy coming from it? So hold it and see if you can feel any sensations when you're holding it. You can also do this if you know exactly what crystal you're wanting to get going into the crystal shop. So if you know that you are going in there for some amethyst, you can do this with all of the amethysts that are maybe in their little bin. You can see which one draws you in, and you can do the exact same thing. To me, this is really the most effective way to pick a crystal, and it's really the most simple. Another thing that I like to say is let the crystal pick you. So a lot of times, for whatever reason, we will just have this inner knowing that that is the crystal that we need. So if you're in the crystal shop and you get drawn towards a crystal, but you're having second thoughts or second guessing your intuition, and you move on and keep looking around, if it keeps nagging on you, that crystal, and gosh, maybe I should go back and get it, and it keeps nagging at you the whole time you're in the store, that is when a crystal picks you. It's like one that you can't stop thinking about and you just know that you need to get. Something that I really like about shopping at local crystal shops is not only does it support local business, but it also, you can go in and you can feel the energy of the crystal. You're physically there. I do love that part of going to visit local crystal shops. However, I do know that there are certain circumstances to where maybe you don't have a crystal shop that is near you. There are a lot of great crystal shops that actually have Etsy accounts that you can purchase from online. I have done this many times, and really the only difference is that you're not able to physically hold it before you purchase it. Yeah, there are a lot of crystal shops that do sell online now. The only thing that I'm gonna say about that is you might wanna look at the reviews to make sure that you are purchasing from a good seller. I do try to purchase as much as I can from US small businesses before I outsource to overseas. And that's mostly when I can't find it here and when I'm looking for a specific crystal. So recently I purchased an Australian Boulder Opal, and the place to get them is in Australia. I'm sure that they have them somewhere here from people that have already purchased it from Australia, but I decided to purchase it directly from Australia. So on that occasion, I will go outside of the United States. But if you are looking to dive into some of the meanings of crystals, I would highly recommend getting the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. You can find it on Amazon. I'll also put a link to it in the description. This book is really great. It's got a ton of pictures in it, and it's got a lot of the healing properties of the crystals. It is definitely a good book if you're looking to dive more into the meanings. Don't be afraid to dive right into crystals. Use your intuition, what you feel most drawn to, what you feel most attracted to, and don't get caught up in all the healing properties to the crystals. Like, it's okay. I know that it can be really overwhelming because there are literally thousands of different minerals, and it would be impossible to memorize all of them. So now to end today, I'm gonna pull a card from my Crystal Grid deck. I really like this deck. I actually found it at Barnes & Noble a while ago, and it's got cool like crystal cards. They're really cool shape, but there's a lot of them, and it'll say the meaning on the card. So I'm going to ask, what is it that we need to know at the end of this video? What crystal do we need to know about? Let's see. I'm just gonna do a blind pick here. And I'll just read the meaning that is on the back. Okay, which one do we need to know about? Carnelian. I love carnelian. This is what it looks like on the picture, but I will also put a picture of it up on the screen. So carnelian, the key words for this crystal is courage, motivation, endurance. Powerful and bold, carnelian increases confidence in yourself, especially when you need to take center stage and use your voice effectively. A stabilizing stone, carnelian helps balance volatile emotions for long-term vitality. Believed to protect the soul in the afterlife, carnelian is a stone of the living, meant to motivate you to take chances with the life that you have. Life is meant to be lived with passion and desire, and carnelian gives you the courage to do so. Carpe diem? Okay, I don't know how to say that. Seize the day. The astrological signs are Taurus, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio. I love carnelian. Carnelian is a really great crystal too if you're starting some sort of like workout program or anything with fitness. It's really motivating and it's got really fiery, energetic type of energy. So I love that crystal. I hope this video has been really helpful for you today and has given you a little bit of confidence to get started with crystals if you haven't already, and given you confidence in your ability to use your intuition. So if you liked this video, let me know in the comments and subscribe to my channel.